said. What a bunch of fat, hairy wankers.
Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite character in the game and giving you a general guide on how to play him at a low to intermediate level. When I picked up the game, I was looking for a guide that would specifically resonate with people who are, new to the game, because all the guides I was seeing were like talking about shit I didn't understand and going over stuff that was a little complicated. So this guide's just going to be like the basics, the bare basics of Geese Howard. You can see I'm in Juggernaut, definitely not a high rank by any means, but I think I at least know a little bit about the character and how to play him. So we're playing on Hammerhead, of course we are. Most Tekken guides would start with the Punishers. I'm not going to do that here. Gotta differentiate myself a little bit, you know what I mean? Standing approach. Okay, so Geese's general game plan, because I wish they didn't start with Punishers and moves. I want to know when I'm looking for a guide, I want to know what kind of character this is, what kind of character I'm getting in, what's their general game plan. So let's go into that. So Geese Howard is a 2D character. He's one of 3 2D characters in Tekken 7. What does that mean? Well, that means, first of all, he comes from a 2D game. I mean, apart from Eliza. He has meter. That's another thing 2D characters have. And he has a better aerial game. Also, his combo system is very, very different compared to other characters. Generally, he's just a very different character. Geese is known for having very, very high damage output. Probably like the highest or second highest damage output in the game. Despite getting nerfed a lot, he's still a very strong damage output. And I think in Season 4, he's still gonna remain being a very strong character. Okay, so we'll start with Geese's general game plan. So Geese is a character with very, very strong pokes. You know, you have 1-1, 1-2, 1-2-3, like you have so much. Down forward 1, down forward 1-2. Sidestep 3 being one of the better lows in the game. He has a lot of poke options and a lot of very strong poke options. So from what I've learned, I mean, of course this might not apply to a high level, but what I've learned is Geese's general game plan is to get in, because he has to be aggressive, right? Because of his meter, you always need to be aggressive. He's not as reliant on meter as someone like Eliza, but he definitely is reliant on meter to get a lot of damage. So, and we'll go into meter in a little bit, but you want to be kind of aggressive on Geese, using your tools, using your very, very strong jab, using your strong dick jab, using your tools, you know. So your goal is to poke them with jabs, mix it up. If they start ducking, you can do this, or down forward 1-1 if they start ducking and trying to sidestep. This tracks. You have just so many options for poking them out. So your goal is to poke them and then piss them off, because you're trying to annoy them, right? Let's say you're just constantly, your sidesteps, jab, 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 1, 2, 3, sidestep 3. They're going to get annoyed, and you know what they're going to do? They're going to throw out some shit. And if you're ready for that, get a clean sidestep, oops, they take 90. Geese is just that kind of character. He's like, I would say that's his main game plan. Keep jabbing with good defensive options and good movement, and wait for an opening, and then your opponent dies. Your opponent just dies. Like I said, his damage output is just incredible. With meter. Without meter, it's just kind of average, maybe slightly below average, but I don't know. He's just a very strong character at poke, which I think is good, because most 2D characters are like really different, but like I feel like Geese's game plan is quite similar to regular Tekken characters, but he just has a different combo system and has meter. So he's probably the most Tekken character. Like he plays more like a Tekken character than any of the other 2D characters, which I very much enjoy. So yeah, using your poke tools, using your movement to get good, to find good whiffs. You dodge a move, you go straight for your 2. So yeah, I'd say that's usually his main game plan. You want to keep pressuring. You also have a lot of defensive tools, having your parries. So half circle back, 2+4 is your mid parry, and then you have high parry and low parry. So you have 3 different parries. If we set him to like, we don't need to show you. I don't need to show you, but basically, if you get a mid parry, it flips them around and you get a full combo off of this. If you get a high parry, it just does like 50 flat damage, and if you get a low parry, you get a full combo as well. So his parries are very, very strong. Obviously don't spam them, but I found them quite useful, especially in low ranks, because people just want to hit buttons. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll jab check, You know, go for a dick jab, go for some general moves, and then get a parry out, because I know they're going to retaliate with some form of aggression, and you do that, and then you get 90. So yeah, that's his general game plan. Just annoy, jab, 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 down forward 1-1, down forward 1. Go for occasional down fours, try and get full counter hit combos. He's just, yeah, that's poking is one of his best traits, and you got to use that. You know, he's just such good tools. Okay, so that's the general game plan. You want to get in and poke. What moves do you use when you're executing his game plan? Or what are his key moves? Now, Geese is actually a character. If you go to the move list, he doesn't have a lot of moves. He has 80 moves. That's not a lot for a Tekken character. Most of them are special moves. Like, a lot of them, the majority, I'd say, are input moves. Because, obviously, he's a 2D character coming from King of Fighters. But anyway, his key moves are going to be basic 1-1, so jab 1-1. We'll get into punishers a little bit later. I'm not going to do too much on punishes, but obviously jab's your 10-frame punish. But even just like when you're playing around in neutral, you always want to throw jab out. You can do 1-1-2, but you don't want to do that because then you're minus on block. If you just do 1-1, it's just safe. And what I like to do is just go for 1-1 and see how they retaliate. If they try and duck, you can catch it with this. You have a lot of options. Just keep pressuring your opponent. So, like I said, another move that I've talked about already is his down forward 1. This is one of his strongest mids, for sure. For poking, at least. It's very strong, because you have so many options out of it. You can just jab, go for down forward 1. And then, there's also natural extensions you get off of this. So, if you press down forward 1, and then you press 4, you get a little kick. Now, if you think your opponent is going to try and duck, you go for this. Or if they're blocking high and you think they're going to... Like, usually, if you're just pressuring them a lot and you have a feeling they're going to duck, go for this. I also believe it is a counter hit launcher. Don't quote me on that, though. I don't really use it as a counter hit. It's just good for keeping your opponent in check. Obviously, it's minus on block, so don't use it willy-nilly. And then you have the better option. If we set him to standing guard... So if you do it twice, if you just do down forward 1-1, or just down forward 1-1, you'll do 2 hits. The first one's a mid, the second one's a high. This is very useful. A lot of people don't know this, but this move tracks. Not like an insane amount, but it tracks quite a bit. So if you catch them trying to sidestep, I usually go for like this. Yeah, it's -4, so you know, you have some stuff to work with. So, yeah, that's his down forward 1, very strong move. I guess we'll do like sidestep 3 next. Sidestep 3, simple sidestep and you press 3. Very strong move. It was nerfed this season quite a bit. It's not as plus as it used to be, but having a low that's plus is very strong. And especially because it is a counter hit launcher. You get a full counter hit combo off of this. If you think they're going to go for something, use this. It's definitely not as good in online. When I'm playing battle arenas with strong players and like when we're poking and respecting each other, I can get a lot of these. In online, it's hard to just sidestep when you're poking, because if you just sidestep, they're just going to throw 100 moves. So I don't know if it's as useful in ranked. At least in my experience, it's not as useful. But, you know, it's still a very, very good move, and I recommend... If you're just in like the poking phase, it's also, I've had a lot of use for it at the wall. So if you're just, you know, poking, dick jab, go for a sidestep. Go for a sidestep, boom, a lot of damage. And if they mash anything, free counter hit launcher. So that's obviously a very strong move. Power crush. I guess we'll do power crush next. Half circle back 3 or 4. They're both different variations. Actually, I'll show that now. Okay, so. His half circle back 3 is a very, very strong move. At least, I don't know how strong this is. I don't see it being used a lot in like super high level play. But I mean, I guess this is one of Geese's quote unquote gimmicks. But it's a very strong power crush that's safe, actually. It's -9. And even if it wasn't -9, even if it was like -12, look at the knockback on this thing. If they block it, they're gonna have a tough time punishing it. So I like to use this move. I'm not like, I use it sparingly. Obviously, I don't like spam it because obviously you can sidestep it, and I believe you can duck the second hit if you block it. I think I've actually never tried that, so I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it's a very good move. Down forward 3, and you have or sorry, not down forward 3. Half circle back 3 is his basic power crush. It's also a very good combo ender. And then if you do half circle back 4, it's the same thing, except it's minus 14. So you don't want to use this because your opponent will get a very nice punish off of this. Some characters will even launch you for this. So it does slightly more damage, but in combos it'll often, if you use the half circle back 4 variant, your opponent will fall out of the combo. So it's mainly only used for, like, if they're at the wall, the whole thing will connect and you'll get more damage. So yeah, that's half circle back 3/4. Very strong move. If you think your opponent's gonna run up and press something, you can go for a half circle back 3. Nice damage. Nice damage. It's just an overall very good move. So down forward 2. This move used to be very, very good. It's not as good anymore. It's minus 9 now. But what is it on hits? Plus 14. That's actually pretty good. Obviously, it's still it's not the greatest move Geese has anymore because it's been nerfed in a couple seasons, I believe. But, you know, it's still a very strong tracking move. You know, if you're just pressuring and you think your opponent's going to sidestep, go for this. It's also a counter hit launcher again, so you'll get actually we'll make him approach again. You'll get a lot of damage off of one of these if you get a counter hit, and you can go in with the full combo. I'll do basic combo stuff at the end. Like I'll go over some of his combos and combo starters, but I suggest anybody, if you're curious about combos, go to like a combo video, because I can't guarantee that mine are like definitively good and they're, you know, optimized. I'm sure there's probably like a couple damage higher, but I suggest going to a combo video. So yeah, we have 4. I'm sure anybody who's played Geese has seen this. A lot of Geeses like to use this a lot. It's a homing move, and it's also a counter hit launcher again. You'll get a good amount of damage if you land one of these, but also I believe if we set him to standing guard, it's minus 8 actually. So I mean, obviously don't use it a lot because it's a very obvious high. Your opponent goes for a duck, they're gonna get a big punish, but you know, just another decent tracking move or homing move, I guess. So yeah, it's worth mentioning at least. Honestly, like, Geese doesn't have a ton of moves that he uses in neutral, honestly. You have I can't really honestly think of anything else. I guess down 3 is a useful move because it connects into 1. You can just do this, connects into dick jab. But apart from that, there's not a lot of uses for it. I mean, obviously dick jab's important, like it is on any character. Low jabs are just always super useful, and Geese is no exception to that. Down 4, yeah, if we're going to talk about moves, we'll talk about down 4, I guess. Down 4 is a very chunky low. It's, in my opinion, one of his best counter hit launchers, because you'll get like a good 60 damage off of a counter hit off of this. It's a high crush, very good move overall. Problem is it's super minus, and I've been basically, if you're in low ranks, so green rank / yellow ranks, you can use this, or blue ranks, any rank below yellow rank, you can use this move a lot, and nobody's gonna punish you for it. But if you put him to crouching guard, if we set him to crouching guard, minus 31, like Jesus, they can get. It's not even worth parrying at this point. It's better to just duck and then get your full punish and get your max damage combo. So you have to be very careful using this move. Again, since this video is aimed at beginners, I will say that you're going to be able to land a lot of these. According to the combo counter, you can connect this into something, and you can get a combo out of it, but it's actually untrue. Because the move is so minus, because this move is so minus, you can't get any actual combos out of it that are untrue. If your opponent holds back, you can't, like, get this. This doesn't actually work. The combo counter is lying. Welcome to Smash Ultimate. But still a very good move, very good counter hit launch. Good for pressuring again at the wall sometimes. You can go for a sidestep. You know, just use a lot of moves. Going back to pokes. I don't know if I mentioned this, but from jab you have jab, or you have 1-1-2, but you also have 1-2. which is a high mid, and you have 1, 2, 3, which is in my opinion one of his strongest pokes as well. Like when you're just moving around, like when you're just pressuring them, they have so much they have to learn how to deal with. That's why Geese is kind of strong online. So this is a high mid high, so they can duck the last hit. But if let's say they discard this, you do this, and you get plus. Geese's forward 3 is always plus on block, and that's because it's a very strong move. If you whiff a combo, I usually go to use one of these, so I can end it with this, so I'd have plus frames. Very strong move. 1, 2, 3. Mix it up between 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, or sometimes you can go 1, 3, 1, 2. He has just a lot of options. So I think that's it for key moves. I could be forgetting something. I'm very likely forgetting something. So maybe I'll do an updated one of these when I have like more info. But that's just what I mainly use. Again, very strong move. I guess I could do Reppuken. It's just a basic projectile. If you know your opponent's trying to like run in with something, you can use it to kind of like catch them out. And you have double Reppuken, which is only useful at the wall. Let's be honest, it's not useful in any other way that I know. So yeah, I'd say that's pretty much all of his key moves, I guess. We already did parries. I guess we could do... We'll do punishers, why not? So I think I've been over like the basics of Geese, so now I'll let you know like how to punish main things. 1, 1, 2, obviously. Sorry, set him to stand. 1, 1, 2, 23 damage, 10 frame punish. It's okay. It's definitely not. Oops. It's definitely not amazing, but like it gets the job done. Just a pretty standard high mid, or sorry, high. Yeah, that's what you. If your opponent's like using low lag stuff that you know you can't punish, get a combo out. Usually you'll go for this, or you'll go for his 12 frame punish, which he doesn't have an 11 frame, which is back 1, 2. Just a nice 31 damage. Sometimes I like to go for this too. Like if I'm just I'm going on a tangent here. This isn't like punishes, but speaking of back 1. Sometimes if I'm pressuring them, you can go back 1, 3. And if they don't duck that high, then you're going to get plus frames on block, which is very useful. Yeah, so back 1, 2 is your 12 frame punisher, kind of standard. Your 14 frame is back 3, 2. I'm sure all of you have seen this before. It's arguably the best mid in the game, or at least one of the best mids in the game. For 14 frames, if you have meter, you can get a full combo off of this. Yeah, basically if you go for anything, and you'll be using this move a lot, because the first hit, I believe if we set him to standing guard, it's -12. So it's kind of a risky thing, but at most if they do block this and they know the proper punish, that you're gonna take like 30 damage. But if they don't block it, or if they don't know to punish it, you can extend it to this, and then you get a shit ton of damage. So you get 70 off of that. With wall, you'll get like 90. Definitely a very strong move. Yeah, so that's his 14 frame punish. Sometimes in neutral, yeah, like I said, I like to use back 3. And then you can extend it to the full combo if it connects. So your 15 frame punish is probably one of his most iconic moves in Tekken 7. Geese's most iconic moves. It's the standing 2. Most characters don't just have just a normal move, just a normal standing move that converts into 100 damage, but Geese does. I'll show you what you can do with this. So this is off of a 15 frame punish. Let's see if I have execution. There we go. So he gets 108 damage if you carry them to the wall. He also has an insane wall carry. And he can carry you across the entire map almost. So you saw there, that's 108. That's without rage. It might not even be optimized. I'm pretty sure it's like nearly optimized. I haven't seen a lot that does more damage. You might find like something that does 1 more. I'm not entirely sure though. But he's very strong. Forward 2, or sorry, standing 2 is a very strong 15 frame punish. You'll get, even without the wall, you'll probably get like 81. That's not. That's not correct at all. I believe... well, you know, you get the idea. I don't often do this variation. I usually do the moving jabs. Or the dash jabs. So yeah, that's his 15 frame Punisher. Again, like I said, I'm not gonna get too much into his punish game. I will do maybe in another video. I'll do like an advanced Geese guide, but you know, I wonder how long this video has been. Probably a while. I'm gonna wrap it up fairly soon because I think I've gotten the general points out. Crouching punish, you have down one as a 10 frame. Just a simple down one. And you can also do quarter circle back, I think. Yeah. So 10 frame, you go for this. Boom. 27 damage, quite nice. I believe he doesn't have I don't know, I think he does have an 11 frame. Wasn't it? Yeah, it was while standing 4. Again, it's not amazing. You get some damage, but overall it's just okay. His while standing punish, in my opinion, isn't very great. Here you get while standing 1, I believe. Yeah, 13 frames is while standing 1. You get a nice 34 off of that. And then 15 frame would probably be full crouch 1, yeah. So 15 frame you can get a combo. Oops. I'll show you the correct one to do. And you can get wall extensions too, obviously. So yeah, that's Geese. That's Geese's punishers. On whiff, like if you're dodging stuff, I always suggest you, if you can get a full combo and you think you can, always go for a 2 or a back 3. And, you know, do the combo. I believe that's all of his punishes. I guess he does have a standing 17 frame, but it's not very useful. You can cancel this into max mode and get a combo, I guess. I haven't found many uses for this. Apart from punishing Death Fist. I believe it's called Death Fist. It's Paul's move. But yeah. That's his punishers. I don't know. What do I get into next? I probably should have had a script. I showed you guys the main like combos I like to use. Oh yeah, fuck. Some other moves that are important that I probably haven't mentioned yet. I don't have a script. I probably should. Forward 1+2 is his orbital. It's actually a mid orbital. It's very strong. You can get a full combo off of this. If you think they're gonna come in with a low, it evades most lows, so you can go for this and get a lot of damage. Yeah, I was wondering if you could do that. No, you can't. So yeah, that's a very strong move, the combo starter. But yeah, I think that's gonna mainly wrap up this video. I could get into like Raging Storm and stuff like that, but I feel like that's not really like meant for beginners. Actually, I will add this because I wasn't aware of this until a lot later. Now, if we turn Rage on, is Rage Art goes through block. It's kind of like a command grab. Rashomon, very strong move, but like it does a lot of damage, and you can get some combos out of it. I believe if you do, this will probably connect. Yeah, so you can do stuff like that into it, like you can with most Rage Arts, I believe. But one thing worth noting is, because when I was in like blue ranks and I found out that this goes through block, I was using it quite a bit, but I wouldn't make a habit of using this quite a bit because it's actually seeable, and all you need to do to avoid it is crouch. And what I found out is your opponent can actually see it coming. They can duck on reaction to this. They can duck on reaction. So it's not like don't get into a habit of using it a lot. It won't be great if you do. Does it still work anymore? No, I think they nerfed the 2 jab. Yeah, it doesn't work anymore. Anyway, that's gonna wrap up my beginner's Geese guide. This is meant for mainly players who are new to the game and trying to pick up Geese. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Although keep in mind that, again, I'm still like only like I'm almost in orange ranks. I'm not very great at the game yet. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope everyone enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe. Bye bye.